Hi, I'm Lee Hyde with Shepherd Financial, and this is the Monthly Minute. This month, we continue our discussion around money, happiness, and time. Which is more valuable, time or money? This is a great question and not an easy one to answer. I think if you ask someone in their 90s who's comfortably retired, they would tell you that time is more important. But if we ask someone who's in their teens or early 20s, they'd probably tell you that money is more important. But I believe if we genuinely polled 25 to 65-year-old Americans and really pressed them on it, that they'd ultimately say that time is more important. But if that's true, why don't we live like it? Well, Ashley Willens wrote a great book called Time Smart. And I put a lot of notes in our written version that for the sake of time, pun intended, I'm not going to cover in this video. But one thing I do want to mention that she talked about is that we're all over optimistic about our future time, both in the short term and the long term. Short term, it may look like committing to something next week while we're busy, thinking we'll have time when we ultimately won't. But the long term, I think, is more prevalent. Have you ever said or heard someone say something like, we'll travel when we retire, or I'll start saving and giving more once I'm making more money, or I'll be happy when we have that new boat, that new house, that new car? But what's the point? Well, I really want to hammer on that last bullet point because I think it's the biggest lie that we tell ourselves. I'll be happy when I have X. Ron Blue, I heard say at a conference, if you're not content with what you have, you won't be content with what you want. And I genuinely believe that's true. We've probably all experienced it, right? We really wanted something at some point in our life. And once we got it, yeah, it made us happy, but the happiness didn't last long. Well, why do we believe that lie? The biggest reason I think we believe that lie is comparison. We all have access on our cell phones to the whole world. Most of us are on social media. And even though we know social media isn't real life, for whatever reason, we believe it. When we see our friends take that awesome vacation, we think, man, why couldn't we go on a vacation like that? Or maybe we see our neighbors put in this great pool to their already awesome house, and we think, man, I wish we had that. Well, I just think that's a lie that we tell ourselves, and we have to believe it, which makes us spend more money, work harder, instead of spending time on the things that we truly enjoy. You can tell this is something I'm super passionate about, and I may ultimately write a book about it one day. But for the sake of time, again, I want to stop there with our Did You Know? Did you know that the average American spends 5.4 hours a day on their phone? And 13% of millennials spend over 12 hours a day on their phone. I know, couldn't believe it either. Hopefully this has been helpful. Check back in next month for more helpful tips. Thanks.